Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 1.5, the HD remix here on the PS4. And we're going to continue on today in Destiny Islands, which is pretty much where we left off previously, having shown you how to duel some of these Final Fantasy characters that are around the place, in particular the Final Fantasy 10 character Waka is of particular importance to us because he is the character I'm going to be dueling in order to level up. So please do join me today guys as we complete this area and move on to bigger adventures. Okay, so I've done a little bit of levelling now guys, and if you enjoyed this episode please do hit the like button. I am currently level 6, which is the first level where Sora receives a hit point boost, and I do recommend doing a little bit of grinding, especially if like me you went for the Dusk variation when we spoke to the characters earlier, because even though that's better in the long run, since you're going to get faster levels after level 40, it does mean a little bit of grinding is necessary before that point, and what better way to get started than right at the very beginning of the game. So Waka is the duel I use to level up Sora, and I've been doing it for about an hour, and we're just about to get to level 7 in fact, although level 6 is really all you need. And the trick is to basically counter all his attacks. It might take a little bit of practice, but once you've got it you'll be on a roll. And the reason I grind against Waka is because he has the most health, and his Blitzball attack is probably the easiest to get tech off. And every time you see tech on the screen, that equates to experience gained. So try and only attack him once you're actually rebounding his attacks in order to get the most amount of health. Don't actually hit him normally, because you won't get XP for those attacks. So if you miss completely, don't worry about that. You're really only trying to hit him when you're countering his own Blitzball. Occasionally he might say, take that. When he does so, if you can counter that ability, you'll get 2 experience. So a bit of a bonus. Obviously you don't want to miss, because it increases the time of the battle, but you're not going to lose out on experience by missing the counters. And because I'm doing commentary here, I'm not focused as much. But I can get on a roll, and there we go, we've done. I can get on a roll with Waka and just basically counter every attack when I'm concentrating, and then just keep challenging him, and you'll level up in no time. So we're level 7 now. There's my stats. I'm going to need 124 experience for the next level, so I'm not going to worry about that for the time being. And the other thing I haven't shown you yet is how to beat Riku. Basically, you're going to want to get to high level like we have here, at least in the context of this part of the game. I know it's not high ultimately, but once you've done that, we can basically just hack and slash him to death. By death, of course, I only mean submission, since we're not actually going to be killing our friend. So I did try this guy when we were still level 1 or 2, when we first arrived at this place, and that didn't go down so well. But now we're level 6 and 7, or 7, aren't we? Yep. We should be able to do a good job. And he's still going to counter a lot of our attacks. But basically, once you've hit him 4 times, you just need to try and dodge his main counter ability, this one. So he did hit us on that occasion. It is hard to dodge, but also note that once you have hit him a few times, it's going to start spamming that more often. There we go. Move. There we go. As soon as you've hit him 4 times, don't wait for the animation of him starting to do that. Just start the dodge button straight away. And we've done it. We beat him. By dodge, I just mean jump, since we don't actually have any dodges at the minute. And you get 5 TP and an item every time you beat Riku in battle. So pretty much that's all we can do in this section of the island. We need to go ahead and speak to what's-her-face here in order to actually continue. So we're going to go and do that now. And and say, yeah, we're a little bit tired. Levelling up is hard work after all.
So, Kyrie's home is out there somewhere, right?
Could be. We'll never know by staying here.
But how far could a raft take us?
Who knows? If we have to, we'll think of something else.
So, suppose you get to another world. What would you do there?
Well, I haven't really thought about it. It's just, I've always wondered why we're here, on this island. If there are any other worlds out there, why did we end up on this one? And suppose there are other worlds. Then ours is just a little piece of something much greater. So, we could have just as easily ended up somewhere else, right?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's why we need to go out there and find out. Just sitting here won't change a thing. It's the same old stuff. So let's go.
You've been thinking a lot lately, haven't you?
Thanks to you. If you hadn't come here, I probably would have never thought of any of this. Kyrie, thanks.
You're welcome.
Sora! You wanted one, didn't you?
A Palpu fruit?
If two people share one, their destinies become intertwined. They'll remain a part of each other's lives, no matter what. Come on, I know you want to try it.
What are you talking?
Here we are introduced to our first Disney character.
Good morning, Your Majesty. It's nice to see you this one. What? Wake up, Goofy! Wake up! This is serious!
Hey there, Donald. Good
We
morning.
got a problem, Goofy. But don't tell anyone.
Ooh, Queen Minnie?
Not even the Queen.
Daisy?
No! It's top secret.
Oh, good morning, ladies.
What?
Okay, I guess if you'd never played Kingdom Hearts before, knew nothing about it and went in blind, that'd be a bit of a surprising scene. So anyway, here we are, back with Sora. And we need to go to the door that Kyrie was guarding previously. So I'm just going to save before we move on. I do recommend that you do save, by the way, because there's a mini game coming up and you don't have to win it to progress the story, but you probably want to. And if you do fail, it's nice just to be able to reload. So once we've gone through the door that What's-Her-Face was blocking previously. Oh, what's her name? I can't remember. Care, is it? I've just had a mind blank. Kyrie. It's Kyrie, that's it. It's just come to me. Anyway, when you're ready, go ahead and speak to Riku because we're going to be racing him. As in literally racing him, running. And he wants to name a raft Highwind. So a couple of Final Fantasy references with the names here. We're just going to go with the Excalibur name. But what the raft is called depends on who wins the race. And Kyrie's going to judge. Now, a lot of people have struggled with this race in the past. But it's actually not too hard, as long as you know the route to go. So what we have to do, the objective, is to reach that star and then head back to the starting point. So it's a lap.
If I win, I'm captain. And if you win...
I get to share the Palpu with Kyrie.
Huh?
Deal? The winner gets to share a Palpu with Kyrie.
Wait a minute.
Okay, on my count.
So the trick here is not to go the route that Riku goes. Instead, just drop down here and run for the water. The route that Riku takes is a little bit more challenging. And then drop down again and just run past the raft here. And then we can start making our way up towards the star. So yes, we go a little bit further than Riku, but on a much less challenging route. Now, you could fail here if you drop down, which you don't want to do. Once you've hit the star, we're just going to head back exactly the same way that we took to get here. And try and jump in time here, you don't want to miss that jump there. And when you're falling off the edges, make sure you are falling and not jumping off. If you jump off, you're probably going to try and latch onto something which you don't want to do. And as long as you don't mess anything up there, then you're always going to win, as long as you take that route. If you do mess up, if Sora ends up latching onto a ledge because you've jumped by mistake, or if you fall near the star before you've touched it, then just reload up your save game and try again. You get the pretty stone if you win, you don't get that if you don't win. And with the race over, there's just a couple of items that we want to grab. We're going to start by heading over to the other side here. And we can see there's a box and a hole, an alcove in the wall. We can pick the box up. And you've probably guessed what we're going to do. We're going to try and drop this right in front of that alcove so that we can make our way up. Which is a bit of a challenge, but it is possible. Well, it's not really that challenging, but it's not a guaranteed position. And for this, we get the protect chain. And somewhere around here, there's another item. There it is, it's a mushroom. And we're just going to jump down to the beach now. Might not be on the right side here. Let's head down to the raft area. Okay, that's more like it. There's a rock here, which we can literally just push out the way. And lo and behold, there's another mushroom. And now we're going to speak to Kyrie, and she'll give us some items as well. Wow, she gives us an empty bottle. Not the most exciting, but she's asked us to get some items. Okay, so first of all we need some coconuts. And we can just start smacking the trees and they'll be dropping the coconuts for us. If we can actually collect them, would be a bonus. My mistake. You have to wait for the yellow ones to drop in order to pick those up. So, just keep knocking and hopefully we'll get another one in a moment.
Come on!
Yes, come on.
Come on!
Still, I suppose it's good practice for Sora to swing his sword.
Come on! Come on!
Right, so we've got the second coconut now. And now we need to go ahead and find some fish. So the fish are actually located back in the previous area where Waka and friends also are. So you might have to get Sora to swim around for a little bit in order to actually catch them. And we need 3 of these tricky little things. Hey, I got that one. Oh, come on, Sora. There we go. And now we're going to head back to the previous area. Oh, before we do that, actually, we need to talk to Waka. So everything needs to be done in a specific order.
Me and Titus, we are gonna do a little exploring today. You know, to the secret place at the base of that tree. There's gotta be something there, yeah?
So first things you're going to want to do is just jump in here and grab the drinking water. I actually nabbed it just off before I was recording, so I won't be getting any more, but that's where you can get that from. And then we're going to be making our way into the secret place. And a little bit further in we should find the mushroom that we need. So we'll make sure that we grab that. Get a bit of a scene as well.
Well, who's there?
I've come to see the door to this world.
Huh?
This world has been connected.
Well, what are you talking about?
Tied to the darkness. Soon to be completely eclipsed.
Well, whoever you are, stop freaking me out like this. Huh? Well, where did you come from?
You do not yet know what lies beyond the door.
So you're from another world.
There is so very much to learn. You understand so little.
Oh yeah? Well, you'll see. I'm gonna get out and learn what's out there.
A meaningless effort. One who knows nothing can understand nothing.
Rightio. Is it just me, or did that hooded figure fella sound a little bit like Illidan from World of Warcraft? Speaking with a much calmer voice for sure, but very, very similar sounding tone. Okay, so what we're going to do now is jump up the shack here, and we can see just on top of there, that tree, there's an egg. And the way we get to that is by climbing up the tree next to it and kind of leaping across, and that gives us the seagull egg. And I believe you can also smash these trees as well if you want the coconuts, if for whatever reason you didn't get them. Remember, it's the yellow or green ones that you're after, not the brown ones. But anywho, we should be sorted. That, I believe, is all the items that Kyrie asked us to go and collect. Let's go and tell her that we have done just that. Okay, and speak to her again. So once you've handed all the items over, she's going to give you a high potion. And that actually brings us to the end of this next section, which means that when we want to choose to rest, we'll go home and do so. So I'm going to select no for now, because I am going to finish today's episode. But things get a little bit exciting and take a turn, perhaps for the worse, once we kick the next section off. So please do come back next time and join me for that. But if you have enjoyed this episode, guys, please let me know in the comment section, and tell me if you're playing along as well. And if so, are you on the PS4 version, which has recently come out, which is what I'm playing, or are you playing one of the earlier versions of Kingdom Hearts? But anyway, folks, that's it for me for today. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon for more Kingdom Hearts. Take care. Bye for now.